I hope you're having a nice night. We are the Humm Daddies, and we are live. My name is Jake Lucas. I'm joined by Dave Greenstein, and we're here to talk to you about the 49ers, the Warriors, the Giants, and more importantly, your San Jose Sharks, who are looking damn good right now on the TV. How you doing, Dave Greenstein,
Good,
Gypsy
baby.
producer extraordinaire?
Sorry I had to miss last night, the quick hit Monday night W for the Niners, but I'm happy to be back after a lovely vacation. 3 days. Of course, it's not a vacation when you have kids. It's just a trip. And that's what it was. A lovely trip that brought back a virus.
Yeah, there's so many viruses going on. We've all gone through many the last few weeks, especially. Seems like I'm sick every goddamn weekend.
Yeah.
Same with the wife.
There's no such thing as whiskey anymore. It's emergency or airborne or whatever your quick
Well,
fix
you know what?
electrolyte drink is.
I'm usually an airborne, like every morning kind of guy, and I haven't been doing that the last week or two. So I made sure I.
You got to
stocked
reload,
up.
buddy.
Yeah,
Bring it back together
for sure.
for the
So
winter.
I'm feeling, like myself again. It's been a while. My wife was laid up in bed all day yesterday. She got to work today. Oh, and today I had a nice little visit to the dentist. Had 3 fillings patched back up
Oh,
that fell out. I had 3 shots of Novocaine, so I couldn't talk a
wow.
couple hours ago, actually.
What a blessing to the world. It was only text via Jake.
Yeah, that was a trip, dude. I was like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
Nuts.
it is a little weird when they shoot it up in your lip. There, I had a fill-in into. Not
Yeah,
a good time. No, I
they
don't
gave me
recommend it. But
they gave me
you know,
3 of them, and I was like, they didn't even have to drill really. They just had to redo fillings that fell out. But
we just whipping it.
I was fine. Whatever, bring it on. So yeah, you weren't here last night. We went in depth about the 49ers, me
Yeah.
and Big Joe Starkey. What are your takeaways? Let's start with that. I mean, we can talk about it all week. The Niners
I
always
heard the pod. I listened to it first thing this morning, and you guys hit the nail on the head. I mean, this team is it's a Ferrari on the offensive side, and it's a big heavy truck that it might have some mechanical issues on defense, and we have to figure out how to make the defense just get by and let the offense take us as far as we can go. I mean, you had a good point, Jake, about what offensive team has ever really won a Super Bowl where it hasn't been, at least half defense, half offense, where it's just been like, this is an offensive juggernaut. And you pointed out the Saints. The only one I could think of, but I think their defense was pretty good, was the Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk Rams. That team was so offensive heavy. And they were exposed a little bit in the Super Bowl, but ultimately prevailed one out of 2 years.
greatest show on turf.
Greatest show on turf. And can the Niners be the greatest? I don't know, you have to think of one for Santa Clara here, but I think that's where they have to go. I think Brock Purdy certainly has the capabilities of leading a high-powered offense, but also, I mean, the guy came back after an injury, hasn't seen the field in a while. He looked a little rusty, mostly because of just making a few bad decisions where he just lofts it into the air and hopes the Niners catch it. But he did have some beautiful touch passes, as you guys pointed out. I think that's the kind of the mystique of the Brock Purdy. He's kind of like the pitcher who throws the knuckleball or something a little more off speed, where you're just like, how is he getting away with this? How are guys not hitting it? Or in this case, how are guys not, maybe reading the field, where he's throwing a ball maybe a lot further where no one would think he'd throw it because of his arm strength, but he just does it anyways. And he just does it with such preciseness that he can get away with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of finesse in his game, which is rare these days for a quarterback. Like calculated finesse. It's something that you don't see much of. It's either guys who just really gun it, or just like pure running quarterbacks, pure pocket quarterbacks. He's kind of just in the middle there doing everything. He's good at everything, great at nothing.
He's got a great feel for what's going on around him in the game. And I think that's you're never going to be able to see that in a quarterback, as you look at them for a draft. It's really hard to see that even at the college level, because as Steve Young has pointed out, in the NFL, nobody's open. In college football, everybody's open. So you just don't know. And Brock Purdy has got the great footwork to get in and out and feel out where he needs to be so he can have another chance at a pass. And every time he gives himself a chance to make a throw and there's a guy open, he's going to usually hit him. So, it's been good to see that the Niners have figured out a way to keep the season going. But it is far from a sure thing they make the playoffs, let alone win a game. So something else has to happen. I don't know what. Maybe no injuries on a W would be nice because every time we win, we drop 2 flies. What is going on? I mean, 2 more.
I mean,
What?
it's not even our starting like studs, our Pro Bowlers. It's their replacements now too are gone.
Who
So
are like, oh wow, what a gift! We got this great replacement who came in out here like Batoon.
Bethune, wow,
It's
he
like
really showed up. Boom, out for
out.
3 to 6 weeks or something. Who knows?
We get the arguably the greatest replacement kicker in the history of the Niners,
Out.
hamstring out. So he's out. Hopefully, only a couple of weeks at most.
That might be a bigger deal than people think. That might be because he kind of, that guy won us games. Honestly, he
Yeah, I
kept us in
mean,
a lot of games and definitely won some.
yeah. At this point, it's going to be, can we just score a lot of touchdowns? We have to be so good on offense so that we
Yeah,
can make mistakes elsewhere.
we need to be aggressive. We need to think outside the box, and we need Brock to be Brock. And yeah, I mean, it really brought back memories seeing him how dynamic he can be. And it's I felt I was a little slave to the moment with Mac, as I think that most Niners fans were. Just he was so serviceable and so good and so solid.
Yeah.
But hey, if Brock's not injured, then
That's it.
yeah.
If Brock's hurt and he's not accurate with his floaters, he's a last pick in the draft quarterback. Like that's what it is. He's the last pick in the draft if he's not healthy. Because if he starts floating balls around, they hang up there a very long time.
Yeah.
So, I hope he stays healthy. At this point, anything's possible. He might be out next week. Never know. But I think we're blessed to have Mac Jones as our backup quarterback because we have the best backup quarterback on one of the best offenses in the NFL. That's a gift.
Although Arizona's backup quarterback just broke the NFL record for completions. So that was a little weird.
Yeah, well, they weren't running the ball a whole lot once they figured out that it's easy enough to get 10 seconds to look around and survey the field before you have to make a pass. So let's just go ahead and let Brissett sit back there and try and pick the Niners apart. But 2 interceptions, there's some fumbles, a lot of penalties. They hurt themselves more than the Niners D did.
Right.
So be it. We got a gift, another W. The Niners are a very mixed feeling 7-4 with 2 winnable games ahead of them before the bye. I like our chances of getting the magic number, which I think is going to be 11 to make the playoffs. Just the way things are shaking out right now. I was looking at all the schedules, looking at who's ahead of the Niners right now. I don't think Tampa Bay is going anywhere. I think Seattle and the Rams in the end are going to be there too. The Bears, you hope, are going to slip, but if they don't, you better have 11 wins. But they have a hard schedule ahead. And we played them too. Correct. Yeah. Green Bay's right around there. And there's a lot of teams that are around the 10 to 11 win mark. And, the Eagles and the Rams are probably going to be the 2 best teams, and one of them is going to get the bye.
Yeah, like Shanahan probably feels, I'm not anxious about this season at all. I'm just kind of taking it 1 week at a time. Your expectations aren't going to be sky high. So it's not like Super Bowl or bust right now. It's just win each week. It's fun. They're competitive. So I'm not even, I'm not trying to count chickens before they hatch or eggs.
The season was over in our heads as soon as Fred Warner got hurt. It was mostly over when Bosa got hurt.
Yeah. And now it looks, no teams are dominant right now. Who knows what the hell can happen? Just take each game as its own thing. And
maybe other teams have a couple of unfortunate injuries, and the Niners all of a sudden have something ahead of them that looks very winnable, and they get some confidence with who they do have. And I think with the Niners D right now, there's one thing that's going to have to happen, and I don't know when it's going to start, which is they're going to have to start blitzing with the most creative blitz packages you've ever seen. Because the only way they're winning playoff games when it comes down to it, because you don't win playoff games by giving the other team's quarterback 5-6 seconds behind there. You got to blitz. And so I'm going to be interested to see when and how often and how the Niners turn out some blitz packages over the coming games to see how they can do it. Because I don't think that's been typically their way. I think they like to sit back, play good coverage, and force the quarterback to make a mistake. In the playoffs, that just won't work. Against bad teams on an easy schedule, sure, you can make that work. You can get 11 wins that way. But playoff time, no, you're going to have to blitz. You're going to have to figure out how to get pressure.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Monday night game coming up, and we will. So is our plan to record live during the game?
I think it's very possible. Yeah, Monday Night Live.
Nice. Do the patent that will rival the Manning brothers.
That's correct. We'll have to, yeah. I mean, I don't know how we're gonna rival what Art and Zach do on the Thursday Night Live package, but Monday
Well,
night, who knows? We
when
could
we
bring
did our
6 guys
Giants
in.
live stuff, everyone was kind of popping in and out. So maybe
That's
we'll have
true.
a
We should just
chaotic
do
night
the
like that.
invitation. We'll do an invitation to
Yeah, we'll
the
do
pit.
little segments with everyone.
I like that, especially
Yeah.
over a 3-hour game.
We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we'll get back to the Niners then, I suppose. What about the Warriors today? You know, they were favored today against Orlando at Orlando on a long road trip. And Orlando's a really good hoop team, man. And I think they're finally coming into their own. So I don't understand why they were favored. Franz Wagner is amazing. I like him a lot. And Desmond Bane's a baller. I guess they were missing Paolo.
Yeah,
But
Paolo's sitting. That's the main reason, right?
yeah,
Paolo's
but
out.
that team is good.
The
So
Warriors didn't spank, but they took 2 away from arguably the best team in their division, the San Antonio Spurs, with the best player in the league, arguably right now, or at least the one who's hyped the most in
he's out,
Wembanyama.
dude. Did you see he's injured?
Oh no, I did not see that.
Yeah, he's out for a while. Forgot what the injury was, something leg related.
Well, that's going to be the ongoing saga of Wembanyama's career. There's
Yeah, when
no
you're
way a
that
guy of
big.
that height, can't be that long and just not expect to have some parts that don't feel good one day.
Yeah,
In a
last year was
long
his
NBA
heart or
season.
something, or his
That's right. Yeah,
cardio.
I always suspected a guy that long. Even Kevin Durant has been. What blows me away is Kevin Durant's longevity in the league is something to remember. I mean, I cannot believe how long that guy's played, considering the way he's built. And
And
Wembanyama is just another version of that, just longer. So
plus 6 inches, 7 inches or something. He's huge.
not that much. I mean, Kevin Durant's 6'10", 6'11".
Wembanyama's 7'4".
7'3". I think he's 7'3". Anyway, very, very comparable.
Potatoes, potatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. So yeah, I think the Warriors have had a solid road trip, but there's nothing to really, get upset about. Those 2 Spurs wins were huge. They blew out the Pacers as expected. And then today on the road, I was really not expecting them to win, so I wasn't very shocked. And they were in the game the whole time.
Yeah. What's your takeaway right now with this whole weird dynamic with Pods and all the things he's been saying about he wants to be the next Steph Curry?
He gets
and
quoted. Yeah, he really jumped. The media is really. I don't know. I haven't heard those from him. I just know what the outcry is. And I've always thought he was kind of a cocky little punk, but hey, back it up with your play, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the same place that I'm in. Like you want the guy to be arrogant because you kind of have to be a star in the NBA. I don't know if he's ever going to be a star, but certainly the only way you're going to get there is with that type of attitude. It's how you get your confidence, and maybe for him, it's talking it up and then trying to back himself up. I don't know, but I do like the idea of him being more consistent. And this year, he's been a little bit more consistent than last year because his injuries last year were so detrimental. But Art pointed out that Pods needs to be one of the top 5 scoring players on this team for them to be really good. I think that's true. I think you want it to come from Kuminga, you want it to come from Moody, but I do think Pods is going to end up being on the court more than both those guys. And if you're on the court for the Warriors right now, you got to put points on the board one way or the other. So whether he's hitting threes, getting buckets in the paint, doing his best impression of Lakers star. I don't know why I'm blanking here. But the slow down step where he does, like the
James Harden?
No. I lost it there.
Slow down step on the Lakers?
Yeah. The the decel. Sorry, the decel. The decel.
Rui Hachimura?
No, I was thinking Luka. Doncic. Like the Luka Doncic decel step,
Euro?
which is
yeah.
It's just the decel is like become kind of the new move for many of the Caucasian players in the NBA.
Oh wow, dude! I didn't even put. That's funny. Luka's still. I don't think of him as a Laker. Because it's been.
Yeah, I recognize that, and I was like, I better remember this man's name. But yeah, the Dubs look fine. I mean, I don't think there's anything to think about too hard right now, this early in the season, as you pointed out, Jake. But on a road trip, the fact of the matter is, by end of the next game, they'll have 12 road games and 5 home games for the season. So, if they've got a winning record by that point, which if they go 4-2 in this road trip and can kind of get close to being even on the road, hey, I like this team, and they're still healthy, like unlike the Niners.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. No, I mean, my thoughts on the Warriors are I like their core. They're old. They've already had a successful road trip. Those 2 Spurs wins were huge. You're going to need Steph to play like that, I guess, to win a lot of these games. So keep him healthy. Kuminga's out right now, and there's rumors that he's kind of disgruntled again. We'll see how that plays out. Big takeaway is Richard. Will Richard is fun to watch, and he's been a delight. And Moses Moody, dude, you see his first quarter a couple days ago? He put up 7 trays, triples. Dude. Yeah, that was incredible. I thought he might break the all-time record. How crazy!
He has these crazy flashes. I mean, he has this talent.
He always has.
But it's just like it turns on and off a lot faster. It's like a faucet, kind of like Klay Thompson's, just not as heavy as Klay's when Klay got hot, but a very similar level of like shooting ability.
Well, in the past, there was this one time I remember the dude hit literally. He was 4 of his last 4 threes just on fire, and Kerr pulled him. Which he used to do to him all the time, just pull him when he was like starting to gel. And that was very puzzling because it was weird. Right? Remember, he was like in Kerr's doghouse for some reason. No one knew.
I 100% remember the doghouse days for Moody, and he was playing exceptionally well all the time. And it felt like some sort of a test that Kerr likes to play with these players, where he says, if you can do it, you should be able to do it whenever I ask you. Versus ride the hot hand and build the confidence and let the guy see that he can maybe be a real star in the league, which is
a mind game thing for sure.
Yeah, and maybe that's just the way Kerr was treated as a player too, because he certainly didn't see regular minutes ever on any of his teams.
Yeah, it must be a Popovich thing or a Phil Jackson thing.
Something they picked up. Yeah. I mean, I like this. I like the way the Warriors are playing. I don't know. I don't really see this team winning at all this year. I think clearly OKC is just so much better than everybody else, with Denver being just right behind them. You got a Rockets team that's probably going to just get better as the year goes. Spurs are going to be as good as Wembanyama's health. Like between those 4 teams, I don't really know how the Warriors are going to get past any of those teams in the playoffs, and that doesn't even consider the Timberwolves and the fact that they still have one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, they would have to
make the West.
They would have to do another, I think, big midseason thing, a trade of some sort.
The Kings look like they want to just go ahead and dismantle their entire franchise, and I think the only player on that, Sabonis.
He's rumored.
Sabonis would be the only guy I think the Warriors would take. I don't know how him and Draymond would get along, but my guess is they'd get it along. Chef's kiss. Steph's kiss. So that's the guy. I mean, that's the guy you can really fill in the inside game, inside presence the Warriors have been lacking, getting rebounds. He knows how to pass the basketball. I mean, he arguably would be like getting Andrew Bogut. I mean, that's what you're looking for, is an Andrew Bogut type player that really puts the rest of it together. And he's that guy. So shit, give him Kuminga and Pods.
No doubt. Okay. Well, I mean, it's also very early in the Warriors season. I don't want to, you can't make too many predictions at this point, like it's not even football seasons. But when it's the middle of football season, you can't really start making NBA finals predictions.
I certainly can and always will if I'm going to be on a podcast that talks about sports.
True.
Then there's also the East. I mean, the East has got some teams that are at the top that wouldn't otherwise be, but it feels like the East is just kind of flip-flopped back in time, where the Hawks, the Raptors, and the Pistons are the 3 best teams. Like, what is this, 2004, 5? Like, it's crazy. It's flip the script on it being, Celtics, 76ers, and like all of these other teams that, used to just kind of run it for the last several years. Heat, or So it's East is all over the place. Anything can happen over there. It feels like the NFL. A lot of parity.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to. By the way, Sharks are up 2-0. We're halfway through the last period, the third period. Let's keep that score going. These Sharks are fun. Macklin Celebrini got a jersey on the way, or a sweater, as the real diehards know, as the real puckheads know.
No scarf? Do you got a big scarf to go along with this look?
I'm not a scarf guy now.
I could see that. You run hot.
Yeah,
even a sweater seems like a bit much
now,
for Jake.
It's like burning me up.
Can you cut it like a low, deep V in it and get some
I get
buttons?
real low here, but
I think you need to find, Jake. I think you need to embrace the cardigan look. I feel as though if you found yourself a nice set of buttons, nice pull, like nice little like, you know, comes together, has a low V. I think it's a
Yeah,
look that you could embrace. You got the chest for it, very
yeah,
bulky, heavy chest
yeah,
of hair.
yeah.
You know, I don't know what you're doing right now. It looks like you're tying a pair of sneakers on your
No, this is my Sharks,
I know.
hoodie. These come on the hockey sweater.
Is it to look like the skates? Is that the whole kind of concept of the tying it there? I've never
I
seen a
don't
sweatshirt like that before.
I mean, honestly, dude, I don't fucking know. Let Tony V's making some hires. Giants are in play for some of the Japanese free agents. What do you know about that?
All right. Here's the rundown. Obviously, Sasaki got picked up by the Dodgers as one of their last big hauls last year, helping them to propel them to a World Series win with all the saves he was picking up at 100 miles an hour. But we got Murakami, third baseman, one of the best power hitters in the world, let alone in Japanese baseball, who looks like he's going to be headed over. That definitely doesn't look like the Giants are going to be the top place for him to be picked up. Might be Red Sox, some of the typical other big market teams. We got Tatsuya Amai, right-handed pitcher, another guy who could be poised to come into the big leagues. Again, we got Akamoto, another six-time All-Star, another power hitter, could be coming to the MLB, and Hiroto Saki, right-handed pitcher from the Hanshin Tigers, another pitcher. What I find to be most interesting right now is this immediate snap of the fingers. Dodgers win a World Series with the three best Japanese players, and all of a sudden, the rest of Japanese baseball looks over and says, "Wait, what's going on in MLB? How much do they get paid? They're proving to be the best players. I want to be at the pinnacle of baseball." And they know that while Japanese baseball is incredible for them in Japan, to come over to the MLB and to put yourself next to these top tier Japanese players is to say, I'm one of the best in the world and I can win a World Series. And I can imagine that must be pretty enticing, but it's never really happened at this scale before. Like there's usually been one player that comes over seems like every 4 to 5 years. And now all of a sudden we're getting this like Japanification of baseball, which is pretty cool. I mean, from a world, the world coming in to the sport. And I'm just curious how the Giants are going to find their way to pick up some of these guys and not just let them flood to the Yankees, Red Sox, and other big market baseball teams.
Yeah, well, I think they'll be aggressive, dude. I'm sure they are weighing all that out, and they're not. Buster's regime has shown to be much more aggressive than those of the past. And right now, I kind of just have blind faith in it. I just trust it to do the right, trust him and his people to do the right things. I don't think they're held back they're not going to spend crazy amounts of money on unproven products. But after the Devers trade, I'm like, all right, you guys have balls, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Let's see where it goes.
Did you know that the greatest Asian pitcher to ever play baseball played for your San Francisco Giants?
Oh, the dude in the 60s, the first Japanese guy?
No. Tim fucking Lincecum, baby. He's half
he's
Filipino.
That's not technically Asia.
That's not technically Asia?
No, it's an island.
We would just call that the Pacific Islands?
But I know that's a good call, though. But yeah, he's not.
What I'm trying to get at is we should feel inspired by the physique of a Tim Lincecum to go find ourselves a wiry Japanese baller.
God damn it. Yeah, let's find a Tim Lincecum from somewhere in Asia. Sure.
Yeah, anywhere. Give me another Timmy.
Find a Tim Lincecum anywhere. That'd be great. El Sobrani, bring it on.
We'll find him. I your point. I mean, we gotta rely on the new regime, pick up the pitchers, find the talent. Whether it's going to be Venezuelan, Cuban, American, who cares? We just need them to put on a Giants uni, go out there and start throwing, gems.
Yeah, I like the high energy of the new regime, the new coach, Tony V and his people. I hear all the coaching hires from baseball people are good hires. And I'm looking forward to it, dude. The winter meetings that will come up in December will tell us a lot, because I think they'll make some noise. The Giants now seem like a team that's going to make noise in the offseason.
They're definitely making noise right now with what they're trying to do and accomplish in the last 8 months. I mean, there's been so many changes already, more so than we've seen in a long time. And that's pretty impressive.
The manager hire was one of the biggest national baseball stories, which is, rare for a manager story. So they're not shying away from anything right now.
Yeah. And didn't you say that Bruce Bochy's back in the front
Yeah,
office?
he's an advisor.
He's an advisor. I mean, this is what you want. You want to just continue
You
to
have him
bring in
and Dusty and Bonds and Will Clark. They're all still part of the organization. So like
that,
all of the legends, all the
that's
classics are
insane.
there.
That's
Yeah.
just an insane grouping and pairing of baseball minds. It's
Like
almost
all
too
of our
much.
favorite people. They
It's
keep
almost
all of our favorite legends around.
I've always loved that about the San Francisco Giants is how much they continue to try and pull in. Even the guys who are the glue guys, as you might call them, have always seen an opportunity to stay involved so long as
Yeah.
they were just
You
into
got
the
guys working in
Giants.
the minor leagues. Like I think Joe Panic works for him. You know, you got Hunter Pence as an announcer, Javi Lopez as an announcer. They
It's
find
the
jobs for all these guys.
it's the staying power and why you might come to the Giants is to be part of what we would deem as the Giants family, because I mean that lets you serve on your team beyond your years. It gives you something else to do that keeps you around the game versus you go play for the Yankees and when you're done, what are you going to go do? What are you going to go?
Yeah.
You're not. I mean, unless you're one of the premier stars, you're just going to go
Right.
sign autographs, start a
At card shows.
start a newspaper, a digital newspaper, or that's kind of it.
Yeah, the Giants get a lot of respect from former players, and they're very well known for taking care of their own. And they even have this shitty second baseman backup guy from the 80s. He apparently is a broadcaster for the Giants, and he's doing pretty well.
FP Santangelo?
No, the shitty backup second baseman from the 80s.
God, shitty backup second baseman from the 80s.
His name's Dwayne Kuiper.
Oh, yeah.
You dumbass. I laid that one up for you.
You did. You lay that one up for me. I don't know why. I was thinking he was before the 80s.
Well, he was on the Indians in the 70s.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't equate him to the 80s because I feel like he was already announcing the Giants in like the late 80s.
He was. Yeah, he went straight to the booth. Yeah.
I was like, who was behind Robbie Thompson? That would have been like 88.
No, he was behind like Joe Morgan for a year or two, and then who else was I don't know. I think Kuiper played until I think he retired in '85.
So Kuiper was they probably overlapped maybe one season, one or two, because Kuiper started it. Kuiper and Kruko.
They played like 3 years together, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. But anywho.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'm really into this game. There's 7 minutes left in the third. Anything else you want to get off your chest? Any stories?
Now, stay tuned for Thursday Night Live featuring Zachariah. I think we're going to probably be getting some guests on and doing some more music forums here, and also just in general exploring a little bit more of the music, arts, movies, whatever you want to talk about world. I mean, we're a sports pod through and through. We're always going to cover your Niners and your Giants and your Warriors, and in this case, your Sharky Sharks. Yeah, we're looking to try and expand the horizons a bit here and add a little more volume of fun and entertainment, because the Humm Daddies are not just about one or the other. So we look forward to continuing to provide you something to like and subscribe to, which you should do right now if you're one of the 4 people that might be listening to this in Australia.
Smash it. Smash the like button. Smash that subscribe button. Let's do it, guys. Like and subscribe to the Humm Daddies 510. Cool. So let's go Sharkies. Let's catch this tail end of this nice puck ice hockey matchup.
Get a little Chicago in you, and then have a sausage or maybe a kielbasa.
Have a brat and a brew, sure. And watch our Sharks. That's what we like to do here.
Down in San Jose. All righty.
Yeah. So we'll have we'll do kid stories and stuff later when we're full. We've kind of had these sparsed out pods. There's a lot of sickness going on, a lot of family stuff. We're not like these old heads with grown-up kids. We're in the midst of it. We're in the middle.
We're in the heart.
We are in the prime of children running our lives. So excuse us for that.
So stay tuned for us to show up on your channel when you least expect it. And with that, I bid you adieu.
We'll keep announcing live shows 5 minutes before they happen. Everyone take it easy. Have a good week. I'm Jake Lucas. That's Gypper, Dave Martinez, Dave Greenstein. I'm Jake Lucas. Blah, blah, blah. Humm Daddies. Check us out, like and subscribe. Go Giants. Go Sharks. Go Niners. Go Warriors, and whatever horse you're betting on. All right, take care, guys.
Peace.